Oh no.
I'm not even sure. I'm not even sure how serious any of this is. Are these guys joking, or are they real passionate about this?
Or not, bro? Welcome to Scuff. We are the betas. Welcome. We're trying to figure out what they want to run first. Frog, welcome. Quicks, EU1, welcome. Punda, welcome. Vorzen, welcome.
Hello, everybody. Yes, Vorzen, I'm back. Yes, I got back last night. What a horrible day yesterday was. Horrible. I'll get into it later if we get a window of opportunity, but I am back. I am back. Hello, everybody. I'm not too sure what's going on. There's a lot of chit chat. There's probably 400 lines of text in the party chat right now that we've missed probably most of it. There's a dispute between the teams over whether we start with threes or whether we start with ones or twos. One team wants to start with ones. One team wants to start with the threes. We're kind of meeting them in the middle at twos. Then we sort of moved away from that when the last player joined the party. Rosh, I'm not sure what to do with all the information we've been given.
Yeah, we're a bit. I'm just as lost as you are. Riz?
Yeah, well, I mean, neither team... Yeah, I mean, neither team... I don't know. We can't make everyone happy. Twos, ones, then threes. And that's how it's going to roll. Let's just do it. Why not?
Twos, ones, and threes. We're doing it. Yeah. Okay.
There's a bit of heat in this. I like where this is going, honestly. It's all above board. There is heat in the matchup before we have even attended the first kickoff. Should be an interesting one here. We'll start with the twos. What do we got? We've got Jack at it again against front in the ones, I believe.
Yeah. I need leader, please.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Yeah, we could do that. Set party leader. Try to press that one instead of the kick player option, which I was given. I was given two options.
Okay.
Let chat decide the order. Oof. Throw it to the wolves.
Do a poll. Oh, we can't do polls.
True. Jack at it again has left the game. Yeah, I have no idea how serious they were about all of the back and forth that we just had going on in the party chat. It was quite full on, actually. But I don't think feelings were hurt. I think everyone was just trying to make their point, regardless.
Like, this is a 1v2. No, we're in the twos. We're all good. I got confused.
Alrighty, Rosh. Yes, mate, we're off. You see, Era, we've had a substitution on this team. Not a substitution, I should say. We had a team balancing, as it were. We were eluded by the underqualified team at the start of all things. That's not entirely on them. It's also on us administrators.
Thank you, Punda.
The team choice.
Mers, welcome.
We added the three of them that wanted to play together. It was Pryzed, Jack at it again, and Frenetic V. We didn't realise that Pryzed is actually a solid Grand Champ too. We thought he was more in the Champ 3 low Grand Champ range, which would have made it fine. So they've lost Frenetic. They've picked up Era, who is somewhere around C1, C2. There's a little bit of balancing. And here they are in their first appearance since their big win in round number 1. They've conceded the first goal. Fancy's taken off. He took the corner boost and took to the air. That's Pryzed, I think, who's calling himself Zen for this matchup.
Owen, welcome.
Who ends up denying him.
Korova, welcome.
Era, your old teammate? Yeah, exactly. That's the other component to this. It is Korova and Shamsi that did lose out on Era. They picked up Commander Thor in the process as part of the balancing that we saw last night. What an outstanding series that was. Finished it off. Rosh, I think you streamed that one with Shamsi taking down Brown Stickman in game 3 of the ones to settle that through. But I think that all of this round 2 has been outstanding. I've seen a lot of these games. They have all been down to the wire. Shamsi was just too good. Yeah, absolutely outstanding. Anyway, Rosh, how do you see things so far?
Well, things are looking pretty clean. We've got Aftershockers with the lead at 3 minutes 20 remaining. Fancy going up for some kind of a reset. I'm not sure if he caught that. Era going up high. You know what? Korova, it does need to be mentioned. Ooh. I did get to have a short 1v1 against you, and you're no slouch either. So that if the mid seeds needed to clash, that would have been a great match. Zen. Oh, Zen. I'm gonna get really confused. Oh, Era coming in for the dunk. Great dime by Pryzed here.
We were discussing before this started. I think we did come to some kind of agreement in the admin chat that we would be trying to push people away from changing their in-game name away from what we have them as on the bracket or overlay or in Discord, so that not just for the caster's sake, but also their opposition as well, so we don't get a stack of 3 players that nobody has any idea which player's which. I think it gives you, to some degree, some kind of unfair advantage, even if it's just more of a placebo effect. But here we have Zen. Yeah, we had a lot going on before this started to deal with, so that kind of just slipped through. But we have Zen, who is Pryzed. We have Fancy and Jimmyb. Fancy and Jimmyb, good friends of mine. These guys have been around for a long, long time. They have played a lot of Rocket League together. Jimmyb sits somewhere in the diamond range, I think. I think he has peaked in the champs, maybe even champ 2. But he has the advantage of playing a lot with Fancy, and he gets a beautiful solo play here. It makes such a huge difference when there's team synergy. Jimmyb is the lowest seed probably in the lobby doing damage here, giving his team the lead.
Kadachi, welcome. Fancy going in early. Era pushing in high. Jimmyb cutting it in low. Pryzed taking away from him, going straight into the air dribble. Can Fancy stop it? Oh. He got Pryzed with the double. Incredible play, Riz. What do you think?
Gee, it was clean series of touches, wasn't it? No mistakes made all the way to goal there. Finds the double. Fancy chooses his moment to challenge, but he's beaten on the backboard. Fancy, a player not many people know. He did take a big break from the game. Plays very casually these days. I think when I approached him to play in crew battles, because I was keen to get Jimmyb back involved as well. Thought the pairing would do well together. He has been grinding the game now more than he probably has in years. So a lot of these GC1, GC2 players haven't seen much or heard much of Fancy, but he has been lingering around that GC2 mark for most of his Rocket League career. He's finding his way back there. Once again, you can see how clean he looks around the field. He looks comfortable even against the mighty GC2 in Pryzed as well. Here comes Fancy. Some solid plays of his own out of the corner. Doesn't quite land the reset. Does land the reset, actually. It looked awkward. It's up keeping the ball on the wing here. Gets past one. It's Pryzed who waits for him in the corner. He has no boost. Fancy. Pryzed takes it out wide. Fancy will have to cut back through the middle. He's left James in an awkward spot here. James misses out off the wall and Pryzed will take it. There's Fancy cutting back in. Gets the ball over the top into the corner of the field. It's going to bounce comfortably for him. He's missed out. He's read it poorly, and Era clears it. Jimmyb left alone in a 2v1. Era's going to give him the ball. Jimmyb, one touch required. He misses, but it's off the bar and out. Locked up and into the final minute. That was a huge chance, one at either end. As Fancy shoots out to goal.
The transition. Holy. He was spot on there. That was their moment. It was just taken from them. Oh my.
Oh, there's a big chance at both ends. The goal opened up 3 times in a row, twice at the orange end, once at the blue. It was Fancy that took full advantage of the third opportunity that was given, and they have the lead as a result. It's a really even match. I think the ones that waits after this as well will also be really close. I've never actually seen front play ones, but according to the ranks across the board, that should be a really interesting matchup. This is an occasion where we may have 3 very even matchups between the 2 teams. The twos has certainly started off that way. Fancy will take out Pryzed on the backboard. Jimmyb gets it on target, puts Era under pressure, but they're both there with no attack in sight. Pryzed will take it away, no boost. Fancy shadows over the top from Pryzed. Great flick over the top. Jimmyb. Oh, Jimmy's going to touch over the crossbar. It's just good enough to divert the goal. And Jimmyb will move in, shoot, score! How have they scored on transition?
Holy! Wow.
Oh, they've stolen another one, Rosh. They've taken it from their own net into the other.
You got to respect the transition, though. That is such a good maneuver. Caught off guard by bouncing it off the crossbar. UnderQualified did not have an answer for it. Oh, they just want to run the time down here. And we're going to move into game 2. Aftershockers taking the win. I was going to say, Front, welcome to the Twist chat. I versed Front before in threes, and I can confirm he is a Giga Chad.
Needed that. Yeah, they're giving a bit of steam for the goal that was scored on 0 seconds there. Pryzed, not happy with the way it finished there. Outstanding game from the Aftershockers. Really impressive performance from Jimmyb, it must be said. I called it during the game. He is probably on paper the lowest ranked player in the lobby, but he is playing very, very well around Fancy here. They just need one more solid showing from him here, and they're likely to take the twos and give their team a huge advantage in the series. Still chats coming in from both teams. You'll love to see it. Fancy and Pryzed meet in the middle of the ground. It's Fancy that takes the chocolates here. Error will take him to the corner. He's called out by his teammate and Pryzed. Jimmyb looked for the read, but it wasn't available. Pryzed has actually missed. And Fancy dives across. They'll clear it out of their corner, Rosh. I feel like I've been talking the whole time. Sorry, brother.
No problem at all. I'm sure everyone misses your voice just as much as I do. Fancy going up high and challenged by Error with the beat. Does the fake get Jimmyb out of position? No. Fancy transitioning into the offense. Does he get the goal? No, it goes wide. Zen, Pryzed taking it back, trying to hit the reset, trying to get the bump, unable to make contact. Fancy clearing it. Error looking very threatening here, trying to get in Fancy's way. Fancy with the low 50, getting through. Pryzed passing the ball out mid. Do Aftershockers get themselves a goal? There's been a collision. What a save by Pryzed. Aftershockers fumbled on the line there, unfortunately. Rizza.
Gee, it's awkward, isn't it? Jimmyb had a huge opening there. He got a real soft front flip into the ball, probably the biggest chance yet. They've had plenty of pressure though, haven't they, the Aftershockers? They look really comfortable with this matchup. Pryzed will clear it out wide. It's Fancy waiting back. It's Fancy versus Pryzed. He's got no boost. Jimmyb gets in the way. What a difference he is making to this series, Jimmyb. He has been a critical component to their success so far. Fancy will push it into the wall only as far as Pryzed. Pryzed gives it straight back as Error. Alone in net, the ball against the backboard. Jimmy's not there, and Error and Pryzed will clear. Pryzed will take this one
Thank
easily
you for the follow.
around.
Welcome.
Jimmyb. Pryzed will look for his teammate here. Error moves in. It's high off the crossbar. Pryzed will be dangerous. Error's the one that goes up. Pryzed has to wait as a result, and Fancy will take it away through the corner. Good 50. He's going to follow it as well. Error against Fancy. It'll be Error the first one to the ball. Fancy will have to wait. Doesn't take the jump. Jimmyb waits down as well. Bang! Shoots! Fancy takes it. Goes, if you're going to leave it, I'll take it and I'll score. He takes the first goal. Nobody from Underqualified interested in getting near the ball. Error sort of faked his own challenge. Pryzed respected it. Fancy saw all of those pieces falling apart. And he scores the first goal for the Aftershockers in game number 2.
Tezza, welcome. Error collecting it in the back half, bumped off by Fancy. Can Error recover to it? No, says Jimmyb, trying to make it awkward. Pryzed clearing to the sides. Fancy able to get through, but Pryzed demoing Fancy, sending him back to the lobby. Jimmyb, he's up field. Fancy getting moved past by Pryzed with a fake musty onto the ground, looking very low on boost. Error is up. He's trying to get the goal, but Fancy is there to collect that ball, Riz.
It's Fancy again on his own. Goes for the musty. Doesn't collect all of it. Pryzed is waiting awkwardly. He misses the ball off the back wall as well. Gets a touch over Jimmyb. Good bump coming in from Fancy. Jimmy's awkward. Can he get in the way once again? No, he can't. He's been instrumental back there, but they've series of bumps. The seas part for Underqualified. And they have finally snagged the equaliser. Evac Haxi, welcome to the stream. What's going on, my man?
Wizard, welcome. 1-1 equalized. 2 minutes remaining. Error up front, trying to set a dime up for Pryzed here, but Fancy sending it deep into Underqualified territory. Oh, we've got 2 of them up. Fancy, just everyone getting pushed aside and pushed through by Pryzed here. Error lurking very close by. Arrow trying to pressure Fancy into throwing the ball away. Pryzed in the air. He's been very dangerous in the air. James is going to have to go for a challenge here. Oh, wow. Jamesy clearing the ball. Unafraid. It was an all or nothing jump there by Jamesy. Isn't that right, Riz?
Gee, it's been turned into a real physical contest. And again, we see the transition from one end to the other. That has been their greatest strength in the series, hasn't it, Rosh? The Aftershockers team have just been able to take the ball from full back straight into the opposition net. That's probably 4 or 5 times now in this series. We've seen no answers on transition for the underqualified team. Took them a long time to strike back after after Fancy scored the first goal of the game. And it's been taken away from them immediately. Fancy goes for a double. He's been denied. Here comes Pryzed. Can't get it past the challenging Jamesy. They're slowing down a bit of time here. Fancy's got the shot available. Well done by Era. Keeps his cool, keeps his feet, gets himself into position to make the clear. He's required again off the back wall. You see Jamesy disappear from the play. It's a 2v1. Fancy required, does well, draws the 50. He has to get another one here. It doesn't. Gives the ball to Pryzed. Pryzed will take it with 30 boost. Doesn't use his flip. Realizes he's not going to get the angle on it. 2 defending players in the way. As Fancy clears the ball long, they still hold on to a very narrow advantage. They ended up winning by 3 in the end in game number 1. The last one was a charity goal as the other team was trying to wind down those final seconds. Close game here in number 2. Jamesy just puts it away from Era. Era and Pryzed both on the same side of the field. You see Pryzed bail away from the play. Era too slow to respond. Once again, they just don't quite have that team synergy yet. That chance evaporates in front of their eyes. Era corrects another one. Jamesy gets in the way. Fancy's there to clear as well. He just gets a touch on it. Pryzed required on 0 seconds. It'll take a miracle from this position. The Aftershockers take the game. They take the series and they lead the crew battle. A huge performance from the Aftershockers. Jamesy outstanding. And they have given themselves a huge chance of advancing to 2-0. And a very strong position in the tournament.
Couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more. Jamesy coming in clutch. Fear in his eyes, and yet he still jumps, making all the saves, all the passes, everything he needed to do. The low seeds coming in clutch in these games, that's for sure, Riz. Cry, welcome. Potato, welcome. So it was 3s, right?
No, it's 1s. It's 1s.
Okay,
Front's already here. We're just waiting for Jack at it again to join us in the lobby.
Game 2.
Should be an interesting series between Front and Jack at it again. We saw Jack at it again in round 1. Come up against Ember. I'm not sure if he caught that series. I think Turtle was hosting that series. Jamesy is my goat, bro. How good was Jamesy? How good was Jamesy? Great series, Fancy, very entertaining. But yes, it was.
In the lobby.
I am as well, actually. I got yeeted as well. Do you mind? Might as well just go again, shall we?
Yeah.
Like to attempt to join the parties game? Yeah, sure. Why not? Sounds good. Apples and Anxiety, welcome as well. Good to see you, mate. Hope you're well. I love Jamesy. That's fair. That's fair. I respect that.
So it is Jack and Front. All right, they're all in there. Front and Jack are in. Front's in the field, Jack's on the field, and we are a go.
I think we were mentioning before, round 1, we saw Jamesy take the 1s for the Aftershockers. I think he ended up beating somebody. Was it Puma? I think he might have beat Puma in that match. We haven't seen Front, but we did see Jack at it again. Take to the field in the 1s for underqualified in round number 1, where he played Ember, which was an extremely entertaining series. I remember game number 2 where it looked like Ember was just going to run away with it and take it in a sweep. He ended up coming back from some 5 goals down with 40 seconds to go. He scored a 0-second equalizer and ended up taking game number 2. He did lose in the 3rd, mind you. But it was a very entertaining series and showed that he is an extremely capable 1s player, as is Ember, his opponent on that occasion. But he faces off against Front here and he started well. They need to take the 1s, Rosh, or they will be defeated. We will take to the 3s regardless, which I'm sure will have plenty of animosity in the series, given what we've seen in the party chat so far.
I still don't know if it was jokes or not.
I have no idea. They're still chatting to each other in that party chat, and I still can't decide whether they actually hate each other or whether it's just for laughs.
Jack, though, leading the charge here. Yeah, absolutely, Riz. Front getting a powered kickoff into the corner. Front with plenty of boost. Jack with 100. Front playing the long con here, but Jack just trying to get in his way and oh my. That was so awkward. However, Front is able to recover. Jack taking boost control here. Front with very little boost. Nothing but confidence in that tank. Riz.
Yeah, very little boost is generous when he's in flat zeros for the last 10 seconds. It's a good challenge from Jack here, though. He'll still be low on boost. I'm not sure if he managed to collect one of the major orbs of mana around the corner of the field. He's got plenty now. I think he collected the mid. Passes the ball straight to Jack, though. Jack looks probably the more comfortable in the matchup so far. This is obviously a far more critical series for Jack as well. As we talked about earlier, he will need to win this to give his team a chance. It's a good setup, but Front does well. He just waited on that back post, clung to that post, waiting for his opportunity, picks the perfect moment, gets it over the top of Jack and scores on the counter. The counter attack has been the theme of the night for the Aftershockers so far.
Oh yes, the punishment that they're doling out. Just any chink in the armor, they're just tearing it apart.
Cheers, Evac. We do appreciate the offer, but anything that you see that looks atrocious is as intended, given we are Scuffcord, mate. I do appreciate the offer to help us out with our graphics and stuff. We'll just plod along with whatever nonsense we decide to do. Oh, what a shot! Front walks it all the way down the field, lands the flip. Jack stranded on the goal line. Had to respect everything Front had on offer here, but it was too good.
Front.
We're locked up at 2 apiece. He's starting to warm into the contest, isn't he?
Yeah, that's for sure. Front was just feeling out the opposition, and now it's interesting to see. Apples, thank you for the follow. Front, can he make it in time? The pre-flip, not fast enough on the speed flip across the net. Jack is placing this ball perfectly. Oh, and Front just missing out on that goal. Jack taking the lead at 3 minutes 13 remaining. 3-2. Underqualified really do need this win. And we can see here that Jack is trying to keep his team in this series. Mozu, welcome and thank you for the follow.
Welcome to the stream. I just realized,
welcome.
I just realized somebody else in his chopper that realized there are nobody that are mods. I don't think I've set up any mods for this stream. I might have to do that in the background at some stage. Sorry about that. The other stream is full of them. There's something that's obviously slipped through the cracks. Oh, Fancy should score. He's missed. He's taken it early. The challenge was imminent from Jack at it again. He struck too soon, sends it wide. Jack still holding on to that narrow 1-goal lead. It's nothing in ones, isn't it? It's a pretty low-scoring game, though, for what it's worth.
That's for sure.
Jack trying to work it out around the corner. Front looks comfortable in this position once again. Counter-attack once again on offer. This time it's a slow play. Oh, Jack is always going to challenge that. You can see it from a mile away. Paid no respect to Front there and doubles his advantage. 4-2 the lead.
Excellent dunk by Jack, the insta challenge. He took that opportunity of Front's blindness behind the ball and just yeeted it back.
It's one of those occasions. Front probably needs to flick that regard. As soon as you lose vision of your opponent, you're probably due to flick the ball, regardless of whether you think they're challenging or not, just in case you're in all sorts of trouble if they do. Another good kickoff here from Jack at it again as well. He's opened up the gap to 3. He came into this looking very warm. He's opened up the gap once again. He led by 2 early before Front closed it up, but Jack in a dominant position now. Front only able to find the back of the net twice this series so far. Jack should score his 6th. He does. Makes no mistake.
Jack.
Not the best.
Yeah. Jack really punching Front on that one. I'm sure Front thought Jack would just barrel through, but Jack knew better.
Yeah, he's just applying the screws, isn't he? He's just in a really dangerous position all of the time here. And like you say, he's capitalizing on the mistakes on offer from Front. Front taking it this time, trying to take it out wide. I think he was looking for some mech there, but again, Jack just applying those screws, keeping close, making things very uncomfortable for Front, just waiting for the mistake. He ends up getting it. Front gets the boost. Jack will have to retreat back into his corner. It didn't quite work out, but it nearly did. Misses out on this one as well. It's an interesting time to challenge. Front's going to take it to the wall. He wants the mech. He's got the opportunity available. Takes a pre-flip into it. He's not going to bring that down. He can't. No way. He's on the back wall, trapped. Trying to recover, but can't. He's got no boost, and Jack misses his touch. And we'll meet again in the midfield. It'll be shadow defense coming in from Front. Jack with a chance, looks to pop it, can't do anything with it other than hit it straight at Front, who will counter with a shot down the middle of the field, and he will find his third, and he will keep his chances alive in game number 1.
1 minute is plenty of time in the 1v1s. Jax is not in a comfortable lead by any margin. Front faking the kickoff, really wanting possession here. 1 minute remaining. Trying to get 3 goals out, but Jack trying to maintain his lead and maybe collect some goals on the way. Front looking very dangerous. Excellent flick on the most insane angle. Jack did not expect that. That's for sure. Oh my. Well played by
Front. In
Front.
front of him, didn't he? Just kept control of the ball regardless.
That's for sure is.
Creating himself an opportunity there. He's closed the gap to 2. Jack will be starting to get a little bit nervous here. He had a decent advantage moments ago. Doesn't challenge this time. Good fake challenge. Front gets it over the top.
Yeah.
Front gets the pop just for vision. It's all he wanted. He just wanted to see his opposition here. Sees that Jack wasn't trying. The wave dash pop over the top of Jack. He's stranded. He's beaten. And he's only leading by a very slender 1 goal. Front closing the gap quickly here. Oh, can he be stopped? Jack had it again. Suddenly the one that needs to go back to the drawing board. He's had a huge chance there. Didn't have the boost to get around to make the touch that he wanted. Ends up missing out on the open net. And I think he may have just given Front the ball. Once again, he has. Front gets a little bump on Jack. Front will be the first one to this, but I think he's low on boost. Jack has all of it. Takes the corner as well. Front was there. But it's a good touch out wide from Jack to clear it away. Front goes for a challenge once again. Jack's beaten him. Front will try and get back again. Corner boost goes in favour of Jack. Gee, it'll take one hell of a throw to lose the game from here. Ends up finding the top corner on the flick. Outstanding execution from Jack. And all but secures game number 1 for himself.
That flick was immaculate, Riz. At the last second.
Oh,
Jack
gee,
securing
the
his
last
win.
30 seconds.
Yeah.
Actually clutched the last 30 seconds, wasn't it? We were talking about how nervous it's going to be for him. The gap closed up so quick from Front, but Jack, gee, had all the answers there in the final moments of that game. Hold on a sec, comes out. I'm going to quickly try and add some moderators to this. Give me rush while I.
It's okay. You've got a solid minute. I think Choco will be starting his stream very soon as well. What's going on in the old scuffs?
Oh, look here. All right, let's have a look.
Oh no, it's at 8. Okay. Excellent showing by both combatants here. Jack and Front, extremely strong ones players with the exact same skin on their card. I thought it was just 2 clones just having at it. Front even paying Jack for his flick. Some wholesomeness coming through after the banter at the start of this match. We are still. Here we go. Frog. Choco's a mod.
Yeah,
here we go. Rizza.
Choco finally modded. Yeah, he made it. He finally made the cut. Yeah, we got Mers and Choco should both be added, as they're the ones I see active in the chat at the moment. Sorry, my attention was diverted. I'll tell you what, Rosh, we saw an entire game of ones just gone, and I still have no idea who is going to win this one series. What an even contest it was. I think it was a shaky start from Front, really solid start from Jack, but we saw what front really is capable of in the ones arena as that game went on. And then we saw that Jack also has an extra gear to go to. So what have we got coming in store? Front scores the first. What do you reckon, Rosh?
I think Front's going to come in swinging here. But Jack, you can't count him out. You cannot count him out. No matter how far Front pushes this match, Jack could easily steal it out from under him. Also, it turns out they're not using the same skin. I got confused. Carmine Corp and Team Liquid. Same color scheme. They do.
I remember when the first, I think it was season 1 or season 2, they had the rewards, like the skins for rewards. I remember how good that SSL one looked there. I still think it's one of the best skins in the game. I think Arsenal used it in RLCS slightly after. I mean, well out of my realms. I would have to pay someone money to jump onto my account to get that for me, which I will not do, by the way. But yeah, the white skins always look so good. Front's doubled up here. Pretty wild challenge there from Jack. Front was always going to beat him to this ball. Jack commits to it regardless. Just no hazard awareness there whatsoever as Front scores his second, and he is the one that has started this game well.
4 minutes remaining. Front, 2-goal lead. As you know, Riz, 2 goals is nothing with this much time on the clock. Jack trying to mind game Front. Taking it back to his corner, taking it to safety. Front looks like he's backing off. Yeah, that's right. He goes for the fake Jack, falls for it, jumps awkwardly, but he's able to get it past Front and gets himself a goal. He really did slither that one in right along the ground. It was just fast enough to get past Front. Riz.
Well, Front was so patient, wasn't he? And then he just sort of gave it all the way right at the critical moment, and he just couldn't catch up. He ended up trying to speed flip back into defense, which threw him even further out of position. Yeah, I'm not sure how Jack managed to get a goal from that position, from that style of play, but he does. Gets a little bump on Front as well. It'll be enough to send him away from the face of goal for the time required for Jack to score his second, and he has come back in a flurry here. You see Front. Yeah, I'd have to watch it again. It looks like he held his handbrake on there and actually slid straight into the line of Jack,
exactly
who just pushed him away and turned around and scored. Interesting events as Front wins the kickoff here. It's going to be awkward to convert from this position, though, out of the corner. He takes it out wide. He'll probably look to take the second boost here. He's ended up taking neither the ball nor the boost. Goes for the pitch straight into Jack. Jack will score. Didn't work out for Front there. You could see what he wanted. It just wasn't executed well enough, and the pressure once again from Jack gets the job done. He's turned a 2-goal-0 deficit into a 3-2 lead in the blink of an eye, Rosh. He looks like a dangerous player, doesn't he?
That's exactly right. In less than a minute, he's leading. Front is going to have to really pull something out to maintain his lead. It looks like Jack just keeps taking it away from him. The to and fro here. Front really doesn't want Jack to keep getting goals. Front looking a little bit awkward, and Jack taking advantage of Front's position. Great flick by Jack just to secure him. Another goal lead. 2 minutes 57, Riz. 4-2.
It's a position that's worked for Front in the past, hasn't it? He just sits on that front goalpost, but he's just, for some reason, he started to move more horizontal. As soon as he moved, Jack took the shot, and Front was not ready for what was to come. He scored 4 in a row. I believe it's Jack with the 1-game advantage as well. We could well be heading to the 3s to decide this. There's a lot of time left in this match, and I fancy it's a far more even contest than a 2-0 would suggest. That's a great goal from Front. He looks outclassed at his worst, but at his best, he looks like the best player in the lobby. Front, an interesting specimen in the ones arena. I think it's the first time we have seen him. We don't know what we're going to get from him at any given moment. Jack still holding on to that lead. Grims, how are you, mate? Yeah, you missed so much. Yeah, you have. It's been really entertaining. It's a good series so far. There's a bit of something going on between the two teams here, Rosh. I'm not sure how to define it. I'm not sure how to categorize it, but there's something going on between the two teams. That started right before the series even started. I'm very interested in seeing this go to the threes.
I think we're going to have to consult the script.
Jack! What have you done? Front will turn and score! He's collapsed the crossbar!
Oh, and the great pass comes out.
He has turned the unmissable into the missable, and he has turned a 2-goal advantage into an equalizer for Front somehow. He tried to clap the cheeks off it. He tried to kick the skin off it, Rush, and he's ended up giving it straight to his opposition. He's in dangerous territory now.
Choco open nets are the hardest to score.
Oh, he's got another one. Gee, what an arm wrestle it is. What a topsy-turvy contest. It was all Front, then it was all Jack, and now it's been all Front. Who will have the momentum when the final siren blows? At the moment, it's Front with his nose in front. As silly as that sounds to say.
Pun somewhat intended.
Nice fake out from Front there, but well done by Jack. That ball's bouncing a little bit too high. Front stayed grounded. Challenge over the top. Very effective from Jack as he puts himself into a good position here. It's a great flick over the top. Forces Front to jump. Front still full of boost. He'll take the mid as well. Jack's got a couple of choices here. Does he go the boost or does he go the ball? He ends up going for the ball and doesn't have to clear it out wide. Front takes a touch over the top. I'm not sure what his intentions were there. He's given Jack a chance to gain boost. He's staying on the ball. It's him that's applying the screws at the moment. He's been eliminated though. Tried to cut that one straight towards the line of net. Jack between him and that net. And Jack takes him out. They will reload through the midfield here, Rosh.
Front must have been praying to the RNG gods for that one. Spawns perfectly, then takes full advantage of his position, gets a great touch, dribbles the ball, flicks it over. Jack looking lost for words, Riz.
Oh, how good does he look? How good does he look with a bit of space? The wave dash control that he's got, he's executed that to perfection nearly every time. There's a wave dash right there. He's going to score.
Oh, there it is. What is this? Look at that. That was a beautiful front.
Where did Jack go?
Oh,
I don't understand what Jack was expecting to happen on that play.
I think he must have heard the audio cue for the jump and then tried to challenge it. But Front
just once again wave dashes into position. Those wave dashes have been OP for him so far.
Facts.
They have been the difference between the two players in this game. He leads by 3, 46 seconds remaining. Are we heading to game number 3 here? I'd love to see it. It's such a thrilling contest between the two players. Flip reset shot from Jack denied by Front. Couldn't quite get the elevation he was after on the execution there, Jack. Front looking for some more mech wave dashes after a 360 flip. He's conceded a goal, surely. Yes, he has.
Yeah. Front looking overconfidence. Front looking to clip on Jack. Jack says no.
Yeah, it's the first one that's backfired. It was probably the most ambitious and unnecessary of the whole lot, to be fair. He still leads by 2, but it's suddenly become really uncomfortable. Kickoff goes in favour of Jack, who's missed the boost. He'll race Front to it. Front gets it. Jack has missed it. Front has taken it, and that will probably mean the end of game number... Hold on a second.
Yeah, wait a minute.
Hold on a second. Front is just trying to pull out all the tricks at the very end here, and Front has held on for dear life.
Oh,
he made a critical save there.
Final
Go on, give us a wave dash. Give us a wave dash, Front. What is this nonsense standard dribbles?
He was holding his breath on that dribble, I think.
Gee, he was playing with fire in the last 30 seconds, though, wasn't he? He held on to such a good lead. He nearly threw it a couple of times, but he does enough to send us to game number 3. And I am looking forward to it. What a series it is. How was the twos? The twos was actually really close. It was a 2-0 sweep in favour of Fancy and Jamesy, but it was a very even arm wrestle between the two teams. The final score doesn't probably reflect the battle that it was. Still waiting for Zen, who is prized to ready up. Yeah, I'd be very interested to see what happens if this goes to the 3s. It's been all aftershockers so far, other than the ones game that Jack has taken here. You'd have to say that the aftershockers have been the more composed team. In the twos, I think we discussed it a fair bit at the time. There was a lot of team synergy on show there. Jamesy, you know, he's not a super mechanical player, but gee, he did his job very, very well to back his kingpin in fancy in that match, in those matches. And they just got the job done. There was not just on the attack as well, in defense as well. Jamesy just seemed to be in the right spot all the time. I don't mean to put the emphasis on one player too much, but I just feel like he made such a massive difference for the low-ranked player. And I think that's what a lot of people need to realize in these crew battles games, is that every team, or most teams, do have heavy weights on the front end, and they have low ranks at the back end. But the low ranks, they're not just throwaway members of the team. They can actually make or break an entire crew battle. They can actually make or break an entire crew battle tournament, as you saw with Drunk Funt last season, who came in literally as a Diamond 3 low champ 1, and by the time crew battles was over, almost everyone agreed he looked like a champion 3 on the back of solid teammates and solid team chemistry. We've started off in game number 3 here, just as tight as it's been all the way through, Rosh. 1 apiece.
Equalized immediately, not even 1 minute into this game. Front and Jack going blow for blow here. Who will win this kickoff? Front will take advantage, but that ball is fanging it through the air there. Front looking to go back to his corner for safety, trying to make it awkward for Jack. And Jack passing it back to front. Front might be going back for boost on the rotation. Jack going high. Jack just trying to get in Front's head here, just to keep him off balance. But Front, does he give us a wave dash? I think he might with 0 boost. Jack clearing it to the side. What a rally there is.
It almost worked as well, didn't it?
Yes.
You called the wave dash in anticipation for it, but if we're anticipating it, then Jack must be anticipating it as well. He just got himself into position that time where he's been caught out before. Just that quick acceleration off that cheeky wave dash there from Front has done plenty of damage. Oh, Jack done plenty of damage so far. Not on that occasion, but Jack, I think, just couldn't quite find the right position in defense here. Looked like Front was probably going to take that. What am I meant to say here? I mean to say that when Front first got the ball, it looked like he was almost certain to execute the attack on the right-hand side of the net. I think that's how Jack postured himself there, but it ended up being a well-executed shot slightly to the left, which was just enough to throw Jack away from the save there. Good setup here, good bounce dribble. That's got to be a goal. What a save!
Damn, what a save!
Just double jump save, and somehow Jack's missed the boost as well. Front will clear it downfield, and he will score on the counter.
Tragic. Well done by Front there, but very tragic for Jack. That save.
Front has bought that boost grab radius DLC, Rosh. He has got every 50-50 boost grab has gone in favor of Front, and they have been critical. He's opened up a 2-goal lead as a result of that one.
The boost grab plugin for backers mod. Front. In front. Taking it to safety. 3 minutes in. 2-goal lead to the Aftershockers. Jack. Incredible ones player in his own right. But Front just taking advantage. Jack having enough. Deleting Front from the play. Giving himself some breathing room, Riz. Oh,
what
my.
Oh my, where has he gone? Front would have ended up on the back wall there as the ball goes into his net. That is as strong of a challenge as you can ask play.
Oh, damn.
Oh, he's disappeared. Oh, it's not a good look from Front. He still leads by a goal. What a solid execution it was from Jack at it again. Knew the challenge was coming, and I think I called it in game number 1. Even if you don't think it's coming, you still got to respect it. If you can't see exactly what's going on, does exactly that, gets the pop. The challenge was there, and the goal is on offer slightly after, and there's the kickoff goal in return.
It must be extremely disheartening when you make an amazing play just to lose your lead or your advantage to a kickoff goal. Another one for front. Getting the demo. Can he put it in? No, it goes across the face of the goal. Jack is back from the lobby. Front trying to create some kind of offensive pressure here. He's able to use he's able to use his backers mud plug in to grab the boost. Transitioning from offense to defense, Jack is trying his hardest to get some boost and get back to the net. Front going for the fake on the musty, going up again into the flip reset. Oh my Riz, what is going on here?
Yeah, do you feel like Jack really needs to score the next goal here? 3-goal advantage to front will be catastrophic for him. He's in a dangerous position here. He's got boost, but he's just stayed flat-footed. He's not going anywhere. He's facing the wrong way. Oh, that's not good. If you're going to go that way, you need to challenge. He doesn't. He ends up stopping, and they stare at each other for a moment before front takes it over the top and scores. There's still 100 seconds of Rocket League left. But 3 goals is the difference. We saw Jack at it again, come back from 5 goals down with 40 seconds left against Ember only last week. This is a tough ask. Front, he's just not giving away as many opportunities as we saw in game number 1. It was such an even, it's been such an even contest all the way through. Jack, in game number 1, we called multiple times, just taking advantage of every opportunity he was given. But front has really cleaned up the way he's playing. There should be another opportunity for him. He's going to take the corner boost. He should have a shot available. He does. It's Jack who gets in the way just in time. I don't think he's got much boost. He'll have to try and take the mid. Ends up giving the ball to front here. Gets a reset into recovery. Jack doesn't commit. Once again, he ends up in an awkward position as a result. This time, front does just give him the ball. Doing well to run down the clock here. Chance! Oh, front has missed on multiple occasions on his back wall. And Jack has stayed close enough.
I think front's going to have to mix up his strategy on that back wall.
Yeah, I can't criticize people on the back wall because it is by far the weakest element of my game. Jack, solid kickoff. He's going to have to go the mid boost. Front will take the back. Still 2 goals between the 2 players. Good challenge there from Jack. He'll take the corner. He should be the first one to arrive on the scene at the ball as well. Gets a challenge on front here. Front gets the wave dash recovery again. He's going to score. Yes, he is.
Front just pushing it past. Speeding up that ball just enough.
God, the recovery, he just loses all momentum, but the wave dashes he executes are just good enough to give him that small advantage that he needs every single time. Jack at it again. He's in all kinds of trouble late in game number 3. Front looking to reverse sweep and send his team into the 2-0 group. Jack, chance. Oh, has he missed? Jack, stop hitting the ball. As he scores his 4th. 2 goals now between the 2 players, Rosh. Has he got it in him?
I think Jack does have it in him, but front is a fierce competitor and an actual threat on this field, just as much as Jack is. I think that if Jack can put... Oh, and we've cursed it immediately. Jack! Offering the forfeit. Oh my.
I think a 15-second 3-goal down car change is probably not what's happening. No, Jack is back.
Jack is back. Oh,
I think it's another solid kickoff though from front, isn't it? I think looks like we are gonna see it out. I can understand the frustration coming in from Jack there. Another wave dash from front. Oh, they've done it again. Oh, they've done it again. They've scored another irrelevant goal. They're just rubbing that salt into the wound at the moment. Why wouldn't you? They're gonna head to the 3s. They're gonna run the 2s and the 1s. And they will have party time in the 3s. Yeah, of course. It's tough out there, bro. It's tough out there. Front will probably take it. He does. He takes another one for his troubles.
Front just keeping the momentum going. He's playing to break the mental. Front. Actually just here for the banter.
Oh, this is going to be an entertaining 3 series.
Oh, I think so as well. That was a really great showing by both players there. Jack's mental took a giga hit, which we can definitely respect. We've all been there. We've all been there.
Man is here to destroy mentals. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, yeah. Front with the smiley face. In game chat and Twitch chat, he's everywhere.
It's the nature of the beast, though, isn't it? As soon as you start typing anything, you are in for it. You got to put your money where your mouth is. Once you open up that level of conversation with your opposition, you better put your money where your mouth is, because otherwise it gets very ugly very quick. There was a bit of dispute, for those that weren't here, between the two teams over what we were going to do to start us off. One team wanted the ones first, one team wanted the threes first. We ended up sending them into the twos first, but there was many dozens of lines of dialogue between the two teams. Not sure what happened there. Rush, are you here? What happened there? Why did everyone join and then leave? Oh, well, maybe we just reload. Reload the lobby.
Yep. Let's reload
Not sure what the issue was.
I don't know.
Not sure what the issue was there. Error wasn't in. Okay, copy that.
Okay. Thank you, front.
Yeah, there was plenty of dialogue between the two teams before we started off. We weren't sure if there was genuine venom in any of it. I wouldn't say any of it looked particularly friendly, but oh my god, it hasn't stopped, has it? I'm not sure what's going on here. I don't know, Rosh. How do you see it? Do you see this as them genuinely not liking each other, or is this fun and games?
It's hard to say. So, like, this is Rocket League. These are Rocket League players. We are Rocket League players. It could be one or the other. I'm sorry. I don't know which one it is. Either or. Either or. I think either way, though, we're in for a great threes match here. Front taking charge, getting the ball being pushed out into the midfield. Fancy banging off the sidewall. Everyone missing this. Oh my word! Oh, hang on a second. Miss. Error. Miss. Oh,
he got dunked by his teammate.
He got dunked by his teammate. Oh my. Rizza.
Honestly,
What
I
is
was going to say,
happening?
like, when you play a lot of sport, you hear a lot about, like, you got to play in the spirit of the game. And as much as it's awkward to see teams hating each other in the team chat, you feel like that actually is the spirit of the game here. So it's hard to sort of tell them to play in the spirit of the game, to correct that behavior. There's certainly a little bit going on here. We're seeing a little bit between, I think it's mostly between Pryzed and Front here. I'm not sure if they do genuinely know each other and like each other and are just having a bit of banter, but they both seem to be pretty involved and pretty happy to take it, especially from Front side, given that they've already won the series. What a bump, actually, from Fancy. Oh, I didn't notice it before. He has eliminated the defensive player that was in position to make that save. Oh, man, the Aftershockers are feeling good in this series, aren't they? They just look good, don't they? They're not making any mistakes. All facets of the game they are dominating at, and they've carried it over to the threes here. Rosh, what do you make of it all?
I think that it's still early days. I'm sure that Underqualified can bring it back with with a few clean plays, 2 goals, plenty of time to go. I think that they definitely have a chance here, but you are right. It's undeniable. Aftershokers are looking very strong, very coordinated as well. It's not 3 players. It's not 3 players roaming around without direction here. They're definitely looking very good.
Oh,
however, as we say that, Jack with the giga dunk, banging it straight down. And the water save coming out. Oh my. We do. We will have to remind you all, there are rules in place for toxicity. So please do bear that in mind moving forward. Some banter here and there is definitely appreciated. Some drama is definitely appreciated. But toxicity of an overwhelming nature is definitely not. Riz, what do you make of this?
I think I don't think there's many as many water saves you can throw at a team that is guaranteed to win this series from this point that's going to hurt them. To be fair, I think the Aftershockers are quite enjoying the ride at the moment. There's been a back and forth between the two teams. They have won the contest regardless of what happens here in the threes. I don't think they will mind too much. They're actually playing really good Rocket League, and you did make a really good point. The team is rotating around itself and each other really, really well here. They're using Jamesy really well, aren't they? I think we've seen Jamesy a fair bit, especially those that have been around this server and the things we do here for a long time. You would have seen Jamesy quite a lot early on. But he can look quite lost in these contests, and I mentioned it earlier on in this crew battle. The way you utilize your low-ranked player is critical to success. And if you're able to turn your diamond ranked player into a key component of your team unit, you will have great success in this tournament, especially with the likes of Fancy and Front to lead the charge in offense. And they look good doing it, don't they? We're only into round number 2, but we have players that have played together for a long time, and they are showing what a difference it makes having that chemistry.
That's for sure, that is definitely for sure. That being said, I'm sure that Underqualified with Jack, Pryzed, and Error, if they pull themselves out of that mental rut that would have come from that own goal at the start of the game, they have a solid chance against Front, Fancy, and Jamesy.
Well, they're a strong team, and to be fair, like at the end of this, regardless of the result here, there was always going to be, at worst, moving into the 1-1 group. Still 2 losses up your sleeve as cushion before you're eliminated from the tournament. So there's a lot of games to come, from every team still remaining. Of course, there are some teams that will unfortunately fall to 0 and 2. But by this stage in the tournament, and I think we saw it a lot from the team Tentacle who played, it's the Lawsy, the Rook, and the Mobbles lineup. We saw them in round number 1. It looked like the tournament was almost unwinnable for them, the way they were playing. But come round number 2, they looked, when Lawsy started getting his engine going and Mobbles found a way to rotate around him, they looked like an extremely dangerous team. They looked like a team that probably won't lose another game if they can get their engine going. But they need to get it going because they're on their final life at 0 and 2. But there is big opportunities for every team still to come. The team chemistry component of this is astronomically important, and everyone should take heed in that. If you want to get through the tournament, make sure you are getting along well with your team and playing games with them outside. If you can, make that work. We see a 3-1 advantage now to the Aftershockers. They've taken the crew battle already, and they look to be going from strength to strength. Rosh, the threes. Game number 1 will go in favour of them as well. Fancy's giving them a GG before the final siren
The mind
blows.
games are in effect. What a save's being dropped. They're just trying to break their opponents at this stage, Riz.
So the opponents broke themselves, in my opinion. As soon as, from the experience that I've got in Rocket League, I feel like if you're going to start trash talking, it puts you on a slippery slope, and you can either you start scoring goals and winning, and you're just going to cascade from there, or you start conceding goals and losing. But whichever way you go, either side of that, there's no coming back.
Either way, it's just L. Oh my. Aftershockers not taking any pressure off of Underqualified. However, can Jack score on themselves their first goal of this match? Great demo moving through by Pryzed. Pryzed staying up front, but Jamesy coming off the wall. Pryzed trying to stop Jamesy in his tracks. Fancy backflipping, but it's all part of the plan. Front reversing. Oh, they're trying to mine for boost on the corner. Is how are we faring?
You see all three players in the same corner of the ground there for the Underqualified team. Need to get some better communications going there. They've let Aftershockers out easily there. There's Fancy comes in. He's going to look to center it to his teammate in front. 2 players are up. Pryzed is the one that gets it away. Jack will clear it away. It was a good save by Pryzed. He'll send it out wide again. He's going to follow it as well. Jack's gone downfield. He intercepts the pass and he scores a goal out Outstanding play from Underqualified.
Incredible.
You see the confidence from Jack. He made the decision, the conscious decision twice in that play to turn upfield, respecting the talent of his teammate, and the ball came his way. And to full effect, they scored their first goal. Outstanding. The 2 goals that they have scored in the 3 years have been outstanding. We saw the double touch that was clean as from Jack at it again, and the passing play between Pryzed and Jack at it again there as well. Outstanding to watch. They find the first goal, Rosh.
Tensions are high here. Tensions are very, very high, and the players would be feeling it. The drama of this match. Players are playing the game of Rocket League and the game of psychology. You love to see it. You love to see it. Front, he's waiting for Jamesy's touch. Error, banging it into the corner. Jack passing it, handing it out to Error there, but he doesn't have boost. Pryzed passing it through to Fancy, who's going to try and hit it off the backboard. Can Jamesy do something with it? He hits it into the corner. Front following it up. Fancy once again, but Jack with the great save on the line there. Front trying to get in Jack's way. Jamesy booming it off the sidewall, Riz.
Gee, it was huge shot, huge touch from Jamesy. Good touch by Error to clear it out wide. That was a really dangerous setup from Jamesy. It was a 3-pronged attack as well. The other 2 players were upfield. We're Underqualified. Oh, it's a shot. Oh, it's a goal.
Shot.
Huge double touch from Front there. Fancy gets a beautiful challenge on Pryzed. Keeps going in front of the net. Front must have pre-jumped that, because that he was right there after the challenge. And what a double it was. the chat continues.
Oh,
I feel like it's friendly. I feel I'm leaning towards it being friendly, right? But does it feel that way to you? I'm not too sure, honestly. You're not convincing me. You're not convincing me. Oh, it's another goal. There's Error. Error's opened up his account here now. Passing board from Pryzed. It is. Fancy misses out on the challenge. Front turns to shadow defend what is
an
extremely dangerous attack. Passive aggressive. Yeah. I'm interested to get some clarification. I really am. I'll have a chat to one of these 2. I feel like most of it's coming from the Front and Pryzed duo. I'd love to get some clarity from one of those 2 as to the nature of it all when we finally hang up the phone here. Still a 2-1 lead in this particular game to Underqualified. I think regardless of what's happened so far, Underqualified will still really want to win this game of 3s.
Oh, what a save from
Jamesy. It's Jamesy again.
Holy.
God, get out of the way, Jamesy. You're not supposed to be this bloody good. Get out of there. Should have been a goal for Underqualified. They should have had their 3rd. Jamesy denies them again. Jamesy again. Go away, Jamesy. They say it's not supposed to be like this. Front will clear it downfield. No, he takes a soft controlling touch. It's Jack in the way. Pryzed, Fancy meet. Fancy gets the better 50 into the corner, but nobody is there, and Jack will clear it only as far as Front. Gee, it feels like it's jumped up an octane here. Mind the pun again. Jack downfield to Fancy. Into the corner of the field. Pryzed waits down. Pryzed will get there first. Pryzed will shoot. He's missed. No one there. Jamesy will take it into the corner where he meets Jack. The ball comes middle once again. Front will run out of boost here. I don't think he'll get anything else on this. Fancy knows. Fancy shoots. Fancy scores. Where are they?
All plan of the part. Holy.
So, oh, well, he's got a point.
Castle,
I don't
welcome.
understand.
Where's bro going?
Fans are always welcome. This is there's an interesting. We're watching an interesting game. They're calling for mods now. I'm not sure why you would call for mods now. I feel like you know, if you're gonna pour gasoline on a fire, you got to expect it to burn. Front's taken this to the air. Well done by Jack to get in the way. Fancy will rotate in heavily. Who's there now? Jamesy is flat-footed though. Zen will get it over the top. It's Pryzed, I should say. Should stop calling him Zen for all kinds of reasons.
Yeah, gets
takes it into the corner of the field.
For sure, Riz. I get really confused as well.
It's hard, man. Yeah, I think we did talk about it at the start. We were going to start making players at least represent their normal names in game for both casters and opposition, for everyone's benefit, just so you're not getting some kind of advantage or whatever else goes on when this sort of thing happens. We were locked up at 2 apiece. Were the 1s and 2s good? They were indeed. We'll touch on it shortly after this match. We're going to go to overtime here. Front only as far as Error, who gets a nice touch inboard, and we're going to OT. Fancy and Jack look like they're ready to meet in the middle of the field. It's Fancy that takes a good 50, but it falls straight to Pryzed. He takes an awkward touch off the ball. Doesn't go high enough really to follow it up with the way he had intended. Ball falls to Error. It's Jack at it again, who stays close to the play. Error's looking for some boost. Ends up getting a touch away from Pryzed, if anything. Pryzed sends it across the face of goal. Front will be the first one too. He's looking for a second one in the corner as well. Looks dangerous. Fancy is there. He goes off the backboard. Fancy looks dangerous. They're both low on boost. It's Pryzed who gets in the way. This time they are in the way. What is the final shot? Fancy just intercepts.
Can he do it?
Fancy can't quite. Jamesy disappears. Jamesy disappears into the back of the net. He can't quite read it. He's been so good at that all series long. This time he can't execute. Dive in there from Error. It's Jack at it again in Pryzed. Front with the first touch. Straight into Pryzed. Pryzed sends it wide. And Pryzed will follow. Soft touch downfield as far as Fancy. It is such a good game of threes, this, Rosh. It really is. You take all the other nonsense going on out of it. It still is a very entertaining series of threes.
Could not agree more.
Only as far
Excellent
as front.
showing.
Error.
Zorafang, welcome.
Fancy. Once again, they're just trading possession here. I kind of want this to go to the third game. It's such an interesting series. Such a tight series as well.
Models, welcome.
Front has flip available, I think, doesn't execute. Fancy sends it back downfield, but only as far as Error. And Error takes control. He's met hard there. I think it was Jamesy. Jamesy finally arrives back on the ground as Jack will follow this down. They're just swapping ends. Oh, jeez. I'm not sure whether that was planned. I'm sure they're in comms, but I'm not sure that's what they were talking about, as Fancy forced to do the clean-up work from the whiff from front. That missed! Jack has missed! Effectively, what was open for someone of the skill level of Jack, he sent it away from the face of goal. Front!
Oh, and that's it!
Misses out!
Fancy dropping the little bro.
Yeah, it's weird. I've got audio coming from somewhere. I've got Choco's stream open somewhere. I need to find it. Oh, there it is. Let me just close that real quick. That was weird. I suddenly heard Choco start talking. Like, what are you doing here? That's what happens when you got 3 different browsers open, all with Twitch. Y'all definitely started it.
I think it's real. I think it's real. We need to.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure they started. I'm not sure I would directly point fingers at anyone. I would say that, yeah, I mean, obviously it started somewhere, but I think that both teams accepted it and both teams ran with it.
Tensions are extremely high. Both teams looking to win this match.
I'm well, Zora. Sorry, I didn't see the comment. I'm so fixated on the conflict between these two teams. It's so engrossing.
Oh, wow. I know you do love yourself some drama, Riz, and I think that both teams are delivering on that front.
Ah, Rush, I just don't get enough drama in my life. I just don't get enough. I gotta take it whenever it comes. There's just not enough of it.
There's just not enough, is there? Righto.
Jack at it again. Soft touch only as far as Fancy. Jack at it again. Back on the ball. Error sends it high. Nobody's there. Front will take it in defense. We're in game number 3, and it's an exciting 3 series. It's a really tight battle. It's actually a really even battle, as in regards to the skill distribution across the board. It feels like we've got Fancy front, who are very even with Jack, and Pryzed, and we've also got Jamesy and Error, who are also showing that they are very even. It feels like as even of a contest as you could possibly ask for, and it's displayed on the scoreboard as well. We're into game number 3. No idea who will win this series. Pryzed takes it into the corner. We'll follow it up with another one only as far as front. Front used all of his boosts to affect that touch. Error's missed out. Oh, geez, it made it awkward for Jack. He does manage to fish it out of the back of the net somehow. And they will reload from the back line. Rosh, what do you got for us?
We have Zen creeping up the front of the field, intercepted by Fancy. Oh, I don't know who wants to win this match more, although I think that the communications that came through has made this match something that both teams just don't want to lose. Although Aftershockers have won the series, this is and will be the garage match of the century for these two teams. No one wants to lose it. To sake of pride, tell me.
The best thing about this is that both these teams look strong, and the best thing about it is that if we see both these teams make it to the finals, there's every chance they'll face off again. And can you imagine the scenes if both these teams meet again in an elimination final? God, that would be a beautiful thing.
The drama, the intrigue, that would be an excellent match to see. Oh, so much pressure.
I was going to go grab some food, but this plot is too good not to watch here. Stay tuned, like sands through the hourglass. These are the days of our lives.
The plot thickens,
Fancy into front, Jack into front, front still following this ball, still putting it middle, a goal, no, Fancy can't quite, he's been denied by error. The 50 comes out on the goal line, still nothing separating the teams, no goals on the board in game number 3. High octane Rocket League, I've used that pun once again, my sincerest apologies. Front sets himself up, front will score, he does, Jack misses twice. And they take the first goal of game number 3. And the quick chat continues.
Light it up thick. Oh, it's gone on thick. Front and Fancy taking charge here. Jamesy staying out of the fight.
Actually, is that so true? The two low-ranked players just not said a single word.
Just not getting involved.
I'm just happy to be here.
Oh.
It's honestly been so much prized and front. They've really led the charge on this. I'd love to, like I keep saying it, I'd love to know if they do actually know each other out of this. They must do. Whether it's a good relationship or a bad relationship, I think we all want to have that information at the end of this. Maybe we'll ask him in the private chat what the nature of all this was. Regardless, we've got a great series on our hands. 1 goal the difference. It's Aftershockers who have the advantage at the moment. Pryzed, good touch, inboard to error. It's a poor touch, inboard to Fancy. And Jamesy looks to give it straight back into the corner of the field. Rosh, I'll hand over to you, mate. I'm going to take a swig of my beer.
Oh, not a problem. We have Zen and Front pinching it down to Aftershocker's side of the field. Error and Zen, wow. Error and Pryzed going hyper aggressive, deleting Jamesy from this play. Fancy with the soft touch in the midfield. Error getting that half flip off and looking to gain some control, some traction to remove the territory from Front, which is quickly gaining, pushing it downfield. Jack flicking it over. Fancy here. Jack looking to bump, and he gets the pressure out so that Pryzed could just smack it into the bottom left corner. Jamesy unable to push forward with Jack in his way. Excellent play by UnderQualified.
The synergy between Jack and Pryzed there. You see Jack grab the ball as the front man, ends up getting the flick, but knew that he'd given it away. And we've seen it multiple times where Pryzed is just in the perfect position, takes it, and Jack just goes, all right, I'll just keep driving forward. And it works out for them once again here.
Oh,
the
my.
bump would have been great. Oh, it's opened up. They've scored their second. They've taken the lead. Wow, things have turned on a hairpin here. The quick chats have completely dried up from the Underqualified team. And with 19 seconds remaining, all of a sudden from nowhere, they lead the contest.
Oh, and there it is. It's back. The plot thickens once again. Front instigating it, and then instigating a flip reset. Flip reset. Under error, under Zen, over Jack. Oh my, Front taking it up front. to the other team, equalizing at 12 seconds, Riz.
Oh, the question was asked by Pryzed only moments before. What's going on here? He says as he thought his team was marching to victory. Front within 5 seconds, lands a clip on them and drops a VAT in chat. We're going to go to OT to settle the threes. We thought there would be venom in this contest. There has been exactly that. What a thrilling battle it's been between the teams. It's been one of those games that's been settled after 2 series, but they actually saved the best for last regardless. They've met in the threes, and there is so much more than Rocket League going out on in the field at the moment. Fancy takes to the air, gets it past one. Fancy with a flip reset, gets the goal!
Just
They
like
win
that.
the threes!
It's over! It's over!
They
The
fully
disgusting
swept them.
play here, Jamesy removing the
demo.
back line and the own goal. Oh my!
He
Jack.
almost makes the save on the in out as well, James. He lands the demo. What a series.
Oh, the insta-leave, no GG, he's out, they're all out. This is... there is blood on the water, Riz.
Oh, man, that was... Honestly, like, I've been doing this for a long time now, and that is the first time I have seen that kind of scene. That was some series. Actually, all 3 series were outstanding. You could argue that the 2s was a pretty solid, commanding win from the Aftershockers, but the 1s was anyone's to win there 100% all the way through. And then the 3s was anybody's game. What a last minute or so it was. The Aftershockers led by a goal, and then all of a sudden trailed by a goal, dropped some more heat in the chat, and then got clipped on, and then lost in OT. They've been full swept. The 3-0 goes in favor of the Aftershockers, and they will be near the top of the leaderboard as a result. The 2-0 group, the underqualified team, will fall into the 1-1 group. Both teams look very, very strong and should do well throughout the event. Outstanding series, Rosh. Entertaining series. I don't know what to make of it all.
The
I
chat is
appreciate
still
the opportunity.
still going before they get themselves into trouble. What a series indeed. I don't think there's anything diffusing that other than time. In the DMs, I mean.
God, that was so entertaining for so many reasons.
Incredible.
I mean, we like. I think you raised a good point midway through. Like when we're starting to be toxic and making teammates or opponents uncomfortable, I think we need to draw a line in the sand. But to be fair, they kind of started it, and they kind of ran with it, and it never really crossed the line. There was never really insults. It was more just your standard Rocket League banter. And unfortunately, if you're going to go down that road, you better be ready to walk it. And gee, I tell you what, the Aftershockers were. They were ready, Rosh, and they delivered. They win 3-0. And that's a wrap from us. Thank you, Rosh. What a pleasure that was.
Absolutely. Thank you for the follow front, leading the charge for his team. On 2 fronts, I think. Well played to both underqualified. Jack at it again, prized and error. And Aftershockers taking the clean sweep in the 1s, 2s, and 3s, led by Front, Fancy, and Jimmy. He was subbed?
No, nobody was subbed. No, everyone was as they should be.
No, I've got Jimmyb here. Is it the wrong name?
Yeah, Jimmyb is Jamesy Bra. Yeah,
Oh,
that's
perfect. Perfect.
Yes,
a
sir.
little bit confused right at the end. A crack up indeed, Owen.
Yeah, that was good fun.
Both teams actually played really well, regardless of the in-flight entertainment That was on show. They played
You got in too
very,
late.
very well.
Oh, Gex, if you missed this one, you missed one of the most entertaining series we've probably ever had. Honestly, that was something else. And if you swear you're already following, you probably were, because there are actually 2 Scuffcord channels. One just called Scuffcord is probably the one you were following. We have to have 2 because we at the moment we're running 2 series back parallel a lot of the time.
Yeah.
So. But yeah, oh, what a series. What an entertaining series it was right from the start. It's one of those ones, Gex, that if you want to get the full source out of the whole thing, you need to watch from the first minute.
Because, yeah, it was brewing. It was brewing from the start. I kind of regret that we had the starting soon screen and we loaded everyone in like 5 minutes early and they already started cooking. They were already cooking.
That's so true, actually.
Yeah.
That's so true. And I think that this is one of those games where if anyone goes, oh, what's Rocket League like? This is what you would show them. You would show them the last hour or so. It's exactly what Rocket League is like. Goodness me. What a display of Rocket League it was in all facets of the game. Love it or hate it. That's what it is. There it is. That's Rocket League, Rosh. That's a wrap from us. I believe Choco is currently streaming another match over on the primary Scuffcord channel. We're going to be back in 40-odd minutes for the final game of the night. I'm not sure if you've got the team names for that match ready to go. I can't remember which ones it is exactly.
Yep, so it'll be Stressed and Depressed versus Devious Zella on Walk.
Yes. Very good.
We're in for
That's a wrap.
A great match. So thank you all for coming. We are wrapping it up as Riz has been politely hinting. Hope you all have yourselves a great night. Hopefully we see you a little bit later on. Until then, peace.